Ready for the next question?
Sure am. Shoot.
Now, this is one of my personal favorites. Gideon, in your own experience, right? What does it mean to exist?
These are very deep questions. Well, I guess there are different levels of existence. From an obvious perspective, there's the physical existence, and then there's a mental existence, an emotional existence, and perhaps a spiritual existence. But that's debatable, right? Because it's so hard to prove any of that. It's very subjective. We each seem to, I mean, you can talk to a million different people and they have a different answer on probably any of those levels, to be honest. So,
I'm going to test that. Yeah.
yeah, totally. So I think there's different levels of existence, and I think perhaps the more aware you are of all the different levels, the easier it is for you to navigate your way around this thing called life. Because I mean, it's almost like I guess it's related to life. It's maybe the same question: what is life and consciousness? So I mean, I don't actually have an answer, to be honest. What is existence from that perspective? What is consciousness, or what is spirit from that perspective? And where does all that stuff come from? Where does it originate from? Is it from an entity called God? Is it from universal spirit? Is it just a figment of our imagination that was created out of evolutionary processes? Does something like heaven and hell exist? What happens to our spirits if you believe in our spirits when we die? Do we continue to exist in that sense or not? I don't have an answer. Or at least my answer is I don't actually know. I would love to know, but it seems like the only way that you can find out some of these questions is to die first, and then you can come back and tell everyone. But
Hi, my name is Marcel. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. These interviews are parts of a whole series. So if you would like to continue to watch these, don't forget to subscribe and click on the little bell to get the notifications. Drop me a comment. Tell me what you think about this. And if you have any questions, certainly that would be the way to get the message across to me. I hope you enjoy this. Take care.
So, and it's hard to have a scientific sort of an answer for this. So it really comes down to belief. Then, what is this thing called life or existence? And where does it start and where does it end, and where does it originate from? It really comes down to a subjective answer. I guess it's sort of like a long answer of I don't actually know. I don't actually know what it actually is. But all I know is that we're here. We are aware, we are conscious, and more recently I've really been honing in on not just how some people say something like what would you do today if this was your last day on earth? And that's more granular than looking at your whole life. But it's still not granular enough in my view. I think maybe an even better way is to say, what if this very moment was your last moment ever to be here on Earth? How would you look at that moment? How would you experience that moment? What would go, like what sort of reactions would you have to things around you, to people around you, to yourself, to your own thoughts? If this was your very last moment, this very, very moment, which you can maybe count in a period of, say, 1 to 2 seconds. What if that was your very last moment and there was something that happened that meant you died? It's sort of like, it's like an elixir because I found thinking that way certainly made me just automatically more grateful.
Yes.
Just naturally more grateful, and going, wow, what if this really was the last moment that I got to spend with my beautiful wife and beautiful children? Or what if this was the very last moment where I could work on a project that I really enjoy? Or what if this is the very last moment that I could be inspiring someone? Or what if, even on a more selfish level, what if this was the very last moment that I could have a thought and or have a body or have my arms? What if this was the very last moment? How would I perceive it then? And it's sort of, like I said, it's a bit of an elixir. It sort of wakes you up, and so you sort of go, well, is it really worth me having a negative attitude and being pessimistic about life? Is it, I might as well choose to not be pessimistic and negative. I might as well be optimistic and positive and be appreciative of this very, very moment that we have right now. So I guess that's the answer is I don't know, but just be grateful and appreciate the very moment that you're in right
I find sometimes the greatest honesty is reflected in those 3 words. I don't know. It has such power, because what it does is it opens up all this space where we can let new information in, literally, by, once again, the letting go part, the previous question, by acknowledging I don't actually know, and then just going, okay, fine, I accept it. I'm not going to try and bullshit my way through this conversation. And because there isn't that need to validate one's own knowledge or existence or presence or whatever it might be, you just let this flood of new information coming in. And in essence, I mean, this is what existence really means. For me personally, anyway, it's like you said, the answer is extremely subjective. But it means to be. It means to exist, quite literally. And then the irony for me listening to you is, what if one experienced this as the last moment? Well, of course, this is the last moment, because the future is only an imagination, literally. The past is only a memory. And because life is linear, I mean, we only perceive life as the next day because of how we go around the sun, our star in our solar system, and the fact that biological bodies, we need rest to recuperate. So all we really have is this continuous last moment. And then it becomes, what do we repeat the most? So if we repeat being angry the most, then we stay angry. If we repeat trying to be different the most, then we learn and we grow.